Good morning. Good morning. Latest immigration news. Let's talk about what's going on. We have a lot to uncover for the past 2 weeks, basically. But we're going to keep our focus on what's important, okay? How you feeling? Let's see. USCIS. Good morning. How are you? How you feeling? Let me put the link on you on uh how are you? How you feeling? Let me know in the comments. So we want to talk about the latest immigration news. We want to focus on what's actually going on. Um, please get into the comment section. I'm just waiting for people so I can just get started. Let me put the link basically in the. Let me put the link in the. Okay, trying to put the link on Instagram so people can go there, so people can check. Just give me one moment. Okay, good morning, Patel. How are you? Yeah. So good morning, Patel. How are you? Uh, good morning. Good morning. How are you? So we want to talk about the latest immigration news. The first news, the most important one, is that DHS is going to begin screening alien social media activity for anti-Semitism. Okay. This news came out on the 9th. USCIS and Immigration Services will begin considering alien anti Semitic activity on social media and the physical harassment of Jewish individuals as grounds for denying immigration benefit requests. So basically, when you apply for your green card and they go into your social media and they feel like you are targeting Jewish individuals and you have anti-Semitic um, language on there, your green card will just be denied. Period. That's what they said. Okay. Consistent with the president executive order on combating anti-Semitism, additional measure to combat and protecting the United States from foreign terrorists and other national security and public safety threats. So it's going to be considered as public safety threat. Okay. Um, they're gonna enforce it to the maximum degree, basically denying you the green card and placing you into removal proceedings. That's what they said. So, in other words, if a person is applying for the green card, they have to basically look at their social media and see if they're doing something that is uh, in compliance with those Trump executive order. So, in other words, don't be on social media being a political activist because yeah, you might see yourself being denied a benefit, immigration benefit. Okay. Any updates, immigration news? Yeah, that's what we're talking about right now. So that's the first news. Uh, the first news is that you have to pretty much uh, be out. Just don't be doing politics on social media or anywhere until you get your full benefit. Basically, that's what they're saying because they're pretty much targeting people. That's it. Don't do that. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen so I can show you what I'm talking about. Okay. Yeah, this is the first. Okay. This is the first news here. DHS to begin screening alien social media activity for anti-Semitism. In other words, if they go on your social media and you are a political activist and you are against Jewish individuals, as far as your words are concerned, your actions and your political activities, they are just going to deny your green card. Yeah, regardless how you put it, just don't do it. If you're trying to keep your green card, just don't do it. That's it. Just avoid being a political activist at this moment. Yeah, you can do it later when you become a U.S. citizen. But right now, just don't do political activities. Basically, that's what they're saying. Uh, you see, those are the things they are. It says that it's going to be construed as a threat to public safety. Okay. Um, those who support anti-Semitic terrorism, violent anti-Semitic ideologies, and anti-Semitic terrorist organizations such as Hamas, Palestinian Islamic Jihad, Hezbollah, or Hassan Aka, the Houthis. So if you support those type of people, just know that they are going to deny you the green card and you'll be placed in removal proceedings, period. Just stay outside of politics, basically. It is really that simple. Just stay out of side of politics if you want to get your green card. You have to ask yourself a question: do I want the green card, or do I don't want it? If you don't want it, that's fine, right? I'll be placing removal proceedings. But if you want the green card, just stay outside of this politics, okay? That's very simple to do because they're doing it already. The second news is what is the second news? Second news is a visa revocation, okay? Many F1 students are receiving emails of revocation of the status as well as cancellation of the service account based on alleged violation of their status. Okay. So that will be if you're not enrolled in school, if you're involved in those type of activities, political activities. Uh, yeah. What are you gonna do? You can leave the country to apply for a new I-20. Or you can file a lawsuit to get your status reinstated. Um, to get your status reinstated, it's like a 50% chance anyway. But if you have, let's say, a valid green card based on marriage petition, you can apply for it. Or if you have a valid asylum claim, you can apply for it. But just know you will go through a lot of scrutiny once your visa has already been revoked. That's the second news too. What else they doing? Uh, Let me stop right here and see if we have questions. Do you help with immigration? Yes, that's what I do. Only do immigration at this moment. What is SOWP? I only do immigration. If you need the consultation with me, let me put the consultation link. You can schedule it. Nina Joku. Or if you need the consultation, that's the consultation link. You can schedule it right there. Yeah, I'm only dealing with immigration at this moment. Okay. Yeah. So we already talked about two news, right? USCIS denying basically applications of green card if they find out that you are involved in those political activities, especially if you're involved in uh, anti-Semitic things against Jewish individuals. Yeah, your green card will be denied. And USCIS is revoking a lot of student. At least we know 300 student visas have been revoked. So what are you going to do? You can apply for reinstatement and hope it gets granted. If you haven't been unlawfully present for more than 6 months, you can try to go out and try to apply from outside. That's another option. If you have a valid claim for asylum, you can file. If you have a valid claim for green card based on marriage, you can file that too. So, um, good morning from you. Have joint motion filed by both party based on approval. How long it will take to get a termination? Yeah, with BIA, I don't know. It usually take back in the day. It used to take 8 to 9 months. That's what I've seen so far. Um, yeah. How long did you apply for it? Um, yeah. Hopefully you can. Basically just wait. It's going to. They're gonna respond as long as they join motion. Eventually, they will respond. It just takes some time for BIA because I guess they have a lot of things there. So, I mean, they have a lot of how do I say it? They have a lot of um, cases. Yeah, that's why. Okay, let's see. Hi, Bijoux. Thank you for taking me in. I have a question. I just got I-130 approved. What is the next steps for my case? I came here 2000 B1 and then I got a sound denied by BA in 2006. You can try to you can try a joint motion and see if it's gonna work. Um, because that's the only option you have at this point. Because you cannot do the waiver of unlawful presence because you are in removal. Like if a person has been in removal proceedings, we've been order removed, they cannot apply for I-601A, the one that usually people take to go do the consular processing. They cannot do it because of removal proceedings preventing them. The only option is to file, the best option is to file a joint motion with ICE to reopen your case, provided that ICE accept it. If ICE doesn't accept, you can always try on your own. It's called sua sponte motion, which is really hard to get approved. But those are the only options you have anyway. You can try it and see how it plays out. Uh, Hello, is it safe to travel domestically currently? If a person is out of status, unless you go by car, like boarding the airplane out of status, it's just not safe at this point because really what they're doing, they're putting people aside, even with a TSA. Now, don't do it. If you're out of status, don't do it. If you just drive wherever you're trying to go, right? Because by airplane right now, no. What happened if you don't register for DHS at all? What they're saying is that you're gonna be fined. Not just fined, but you're gonna be basically what they're saying. You're gonna face some type of criminal charges for failing to register. That's what they're saying. I applied 2 months ago before that New York federal immigration judge ordered dismissal and grant motion, but my last court was BIA. That's why I had filed BIA with judge order and joint motion. Yeah, so that's exactly where you file, where your case was last heard, right? If the case was last heard at the BIA, that's where you file your joint motion. Now you just wait. You just wait. There's pretty much nothing you can do when you already filed with BIA. Really, there's nothing you can do about it. You just wait. They will get to you. Um, joint motion usually take 8 to 9 months. What I've noticed under Biden, under this current administration, I don't know how long it's gonna take. Probably less. But yeah, just wait. Literally, there's nothing we can do with the BIA. They don't even when they say they're gonna take expedited requests, they don't even respond to it. So might as well just wait. That's it. Is green card processing for refugee asylum paused? Does it apply? It's paused. They're not processing it. I mean, you can apply, but they're not processing. If it's the time to apply, you will apply, but they're not processing the case. So I don't even know if they're taking the case. That's I have to double check. But they're not processing the cases. That's it. Yeah, I don't know when they're gonna process the cases. Okay, let's continue with the news. Okay, we already talked about the two major news. Let me share my screen and talk about the other news because we have a lot of news. I want to share my screen here and talk about. And the other news is they say they're gonna be fine. People who overstay their visa will be fined daily. I don't know how it's gonna work, but who's gonna pay those money anyway? But that's what they're saying. ICE contract with commercial airline to facilitate deportation flights. Okay. Yeah, they did with commercial airline to facilitate deportation flights. Okay. DHS signed an agreement with budget carrier airline to fly deportation flights from Arizona starting May 12. Will support domestic and international flights with 3 planes based at the Mesa Gateway Airport. So that's what they will do. They already signed. CBP detained lawyer for University of Michigan student protester and search phone contact list. Wow. An American citizen and attorney for a university is criminally charged in relation to pro-Palestinian demonstration. They charged the attorney and the student who was detained by CBP at the Detroit airport on April 6, 2025, while returning to the country. According to McCold, he was taken to secondary screening in a small interrogation room and questioned by CBP Tactical Terrorism Response Team. Wow. We know you take on big cases. That's what they said. We know you're a lawyer. We know you take on big cases. The agent wanted to confiscate his phone, but he refused to turn it over because it contained privileged information with all his clients. Eventually, Marco agreed to let the agent see his contact list and was allowed to leave. Yeah, so finally they released him. Yeah, so basically, if you're traveling, just know that the CBP have, if they have reasonable, the standard is like not high, reasonable suspicion, they can search your phone or your person or your belonging. They just have to have reasonable suspicions, and the standard is not that high. So if you're traveling, just be mindful of what you have on your phone, pretty much, right? If they find those things against Jewish, they were just going to deny your application. That's what they will do, to be honest with you. Yeah, State Department taking steps to revoke all South Sudanese visa, all of them. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. The Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, announced that the Department of State is taking actions to revoke all visas held by South Sudanese passport holders and prevent further issuance to prevent into the United States by South Sudanese passport holders in response to the South Sudanese transitional government alleged refusal to accept the return of citizens. That's what they said, right? If you refuse to accept your citizen, they'll cancel all the visa of your citizen that are here, and they will prevent those who are outside from coming here. So that's what's going on. Uh, Senior DOH immigration lawyer. That's just, yeah, DHS revokes student visa and terminates status of international students not connected to campus activities. Yeah, so this administration is going hard on students. You pretty much have to comply with your student activities. If you are in violation, just know that they're gonna cancel your visa and you'll be placed in removal. That's it. DHS deports DACA recipient returning with announced changes. Okay. Yeah. And another news is that the thing let's see, stop sharing. Okay. And then we have some other stuff that are still into litigation, like the birthright citizenship litigation still going on for that one. TPS for Venezuela, the court blocked them from stopping TPS for Venezuelan, but it's still a litigation. It's not at the final stage yet. Okay. And then the Supreme Court decided to ask this government to return the guy who was deported by mistake, the guy from Maryland. So we hope that this government is going to help facilitate his return, right? Because that was breaking news that came um, recently. Okay, so yeah, I guess that's pretty much sums up all the news. Maybe I should just make a video with news. So yeah, if you don't have a question, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna stop and just make a small video, just recapping all the news we have and see how we're going to do it. Okay. Yeah, we already answered all the questions. If you don't have any other questions, let's just recap. Let me make a small video on the latest immigration news. That way we can just focus on that, because I don't see that we don't have any more questions, right? Let me just make a news and then we can focus on that. Okay. Yeah, let me make a small video so I can recap all the latest immigration news. Then at least you will know what's going on, what's not to do based on that. Thanks for showing up.